talking. Oh, yeah, no, you weren't talking to me, so at least somebody could hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
We'll be
it
live.
wasn't waste. It was.
Wasn't totally wasted. We'll be live in 12 seconds. If you're joining us live, thank you. If you're watching replay, thank you. It's only a 30-second countdown clock because that's all the time it takes for us to connect to Facebook and YouTube. Hi, Fonz.
Yeah. Hi. Here's a question for you. Look back at that. It shows you spontaneous things are that you can talk out. Like you're saying, you're talking to yourself. Have you heard about the theory that, like, there's a tree that falls over and nobody's around? Does it make a sound? Have you heard that?
It's a question. Good question. I don't know. And it's
Does it?
Yeah. I genuinely don't know. Can you spot this week's spelling mistake? It's on the screen at the moment. And it's not me. It's not you.
Build it out.
Yes.
You might build it out.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad typo.
Actually, do you know? There's a funny thing. I used to know somebody who did leaflets for gardening, and always had typos in his leaflets. And I said, "Who does your leaflets? They're terrible." He goes, "No, it's deliberate because then people actually have to read the leaflet." And he got lots of customers that way.
Well,
because they actually read it and actually read the information that's there.
Yeah.
Then they tell somebody else, "Look, this is wrong," and they go, "Actually, I need a gardener." So typos are not always a bad thing.
Right, we are live, and we have somebody watching us, which is good. If you are watching live, could you just do a video and audio check for us? And I'm going to count to 5. Then Fonz will count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1,
Your turn,
2,
Fonz.
3, 4, 5.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Did you hear it?
If you heard both of us, then say both. If you heard Fonz, then just say Fonz. If you heard me, just say me. Right. Okay.
Don't say nothing because they can't hear you.
Well, that's a point. Right. Okay. Now, last week it was cold, wasn't it? It was 2 jackets, a hat, scarf, gloves, and thick socks. This week is a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember much about last week. I had a killer earache. Yeah. That's the cold getting into your ears.
That's true. And we say hello to Corinda. Both, did you guys see the LGBT news about LGBT week? I do have.
I don't watch. I'll be honest. I don't watch the news anymore.
Right. Okay. And I do have friends are in the LGBTQ community, but I'm not actively involved in it, Corinda. So I really have no reason to actually get involved unless it's on the national news. But as I say.
Yeah, it's the same as me. I've got friends and all that, but not actively involved.
Right. So. Okay. Pick a week. Pick a year, Fonz. A year.
Pick a week.
A year.
Just play Vic from a year. Well, let's think. 1963.
1963.
62.
Okay.
No, two.
Okay, so 1962 it is, and I'm going to share my screen, and the songs are from 1962, and I just need to share Trivia Plaza and bring it up on screen. Share. So there it is. It's all ready to go. What I thought.
Oh, there he is. It popped up a bit later for me.
Sorry, you got it now?
No, I don't. Yeah, I've got it now. Yeah, it just took a little bit.
Right. Okay.
I see it now.
Now, what I thought would do, because there's been a bit of interaction over the last couple of shows, is for one of us to be on screen, picture in picture, for the first 5 questions, and then swap over for the second 5 questions. Yeah.
Which over.
All good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Switcheroo.
All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn Fonz's camera off, and that just
good idea.
you can still hear Fonz, and I'm going to hide that photograph.
Lovely.
And then I'm going to go picture in picture, not that way. I'm going to picture in picture that way.
I thought you need a magnifying glass to read that. You do it that way around.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'll get there. Just give me a chance. This is live video. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Is it? I'm looking at it. You know the corner picture. Is your picture actually bigger than it used to be? If they made it bigger. Oh, you can change.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm now as we should be. Right. Okay. So let's get the quiz underway. Good luck, everybody. Last week was 10 out of 10. I'm not putting pressure on anybody, but we got 10 out of 10.
What year was it?
Okay. So first song, we're given the song title and 4 options, and the song title is Do You Want to Dance? The options are Cliff Richard, Mary Wells, Booker T and the MGs, and Roy Orbison. Now we know there's a 20-30 second delay between what we do here and what appears on Facebook, so we're going to give that time. We did have a countdown timer at one point, but we'll just see who's actually
What year did you? What year did you do last?
87. I was useless. I would have got 3 out of 10. In the end, we ended up with 10 out of 10. Right, so the song is Do You Want to Dance? Is it Cliff Richard, Mary Wells, Booker T and the MGs, or Roy Orbison? Corinda, place your guess. Have you got any ideas on this, Fonz?
Yeah. Well, it's Booker T, the MGs. They're Green Onion in it. They did that song. Roy Orbison's Pretty Woman. Mary Wells, I'm trying to think of what she sung.
My guy.
That's the one. That's the one. So with that, you eliminate Mary Wells for me because I wasn't sure. It's Cliff Richard.
Right. So Corinda's saying Cliff Richard. Fonz is agreeing with Cliff Richard. I would have plumped for Cliff Richard as well. So to get things underway, let's go with Cliff Richard. Correct answer. Question. Careful. I'm just going to read the question out, and then you can all vote. Green Onions. Was it Gene Chandler, Ray Charles, Nat King Cole, or Booker T and the MGs? What do you think of that then?
No idea.
You've no idea. Well, that's okay. We need some help.
I'm not psychic.
Right, and
I'm on the question of eight.
Corinda's saying your mic's crackling.
Yeah, it's not much I can really do at the moment because we went through this, didn't we?
Is there any way you can turn crisp off? And we'll go with the background.
I can take. You sure you want to get it back?
Well, it's preferable to crackling, and Kelly got the last one right, saying Cliff. And
hello, can you hear me now?
Crystal clear.
Good.
Right. Okay. So that's a lot better. That's crystal clear. And we say hello again to Paul. And Paul is going with Booker T, and Corinda is going with Booker T, and we're going to roll here, Fonz, even though you might have given the answer away a minute ago. Booker T and the MGs, says Kelly. So we've got 3 votes for Booker T and the MGs. Are we good with that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's go. I wonder if Booker T drove an MG.
I don't know. I wonder if MGs have been invented by then. Okay. Song title is Your Cheating Heart. Was it Connie Francis, Booker T and the MGs, Ray Charles, or Roy Orbison? Can you hear the guitars on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you right, okay. At least we can hear you clearly now. That's the main thing.
Deep. Am
yeah, we can hear you. That's basically the important part.
I probably have got.
I mean,
I probably have got.
Yeah, we know sound is important, and crackling is sort of the pits. What I do is I do a local recording first and play it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. That's what I usually do, but
yeah, I know.
A week. Have you got any? Have you got any ideas personally?
They're not necessarily right. I have ideas, but
that's what I mean.
we're going to be now saying Roy Orbison. Okay, and waiting for Corinda and see who else is watching us. Okay, so your cheating heart, was it Connie Francis, Booker T and the MGs, Ray Charles, or Roy Orbison?
I'm going with
that would be my
Connie
thought
Francis.
Too. Okay, so Corinda's a bit. He may have been unable to do that. So we with apologies to Kelly if we're wrong. Fonz and I are going with Connie Francis. Oh, we're wrong. Just a minute, let's come scrambling back and apologise. Oh,
all of us were.
Everybody was wrong. Results.
Wait a minute, I want to check this out because I swear.
Okay, it could have been one of those where, yeah, it could be two people. We've had this before where somebody's sung it sort of 6 months before somebody else.
Yeah, so we were sort of 50% right.
We were close that time, Kelly. Anyway, song number 4, Don't Break the Heart That Loves You. Was it by Yvonne Baker and the Sensations, Kenny Ball and his Jazzmen, Ned Miller, or Connie Francis? Of course, Connie Francis. Neither have I. Connie Francis was wrong answer on this one. Previous question. Okay, and Kelly's back.
Yeah. I'm trying lipstick on the collar and stupid Cupid and songs like that. Jeez. Who's sorry now?
Cheating heart makes you only lonely. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can see your logic there. Kelly. That's the reason for going with Roy Orbison, but didn't turn out that way. Oh, Paul's here, and Paul is saying Connie Francis for this one. Okay, and Kelly is saying Connie Francis.
Yeah.
And we've got to be honest here. Fonz and I have no idea, but we respect your judgment, gentlemen. So we're going to go with Connie Francis. And it's correct. Well played, team. Right. Okay. The next song number 5, You Don't Know Me. Was it Nat King Cole?
All right. Well.
Right. Was it Nat King Cole, Kenny Ball, or Ray Charles, or Freddie Cannon? Okay. So 4 out of 5. 3 out of 4 so far. Any ideas, Fonz? It's gone quiet.
No.
You don't.
Can you hear me now?
We're going to get some help.
No idea.
Which is probably a good idea. You don't know.
Freddie Cannon. Freddie, I don't know who that is. I know all the rest. I don't know who Freddie Cannon is.
That's one to Google afterwards. For both of us.
Have you got an idea who this
might be?
I
don't. That's why I'm waiting for our friends. Kelly's going with Nat King Cole.
If that's what I was thinking, it's Nat King Cole or Ray Charles. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not sure which one.
Okay. I'm just waiting for any more votes. Okay.
Eeny, meeny, mo. I'm gonna go with Ray Charles. I'm to do it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Well, in this instance, because you're going to take over in a second, I'm going to go with Kelly's pick, which is
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Nat King Cole.
Well, mine was Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So.
All right, okay. So that was not quite right. Right, okay. I'm going to switch my camera off. Okay, and
The stripper. Oh, here I am. There I am down there. I can't hear you at all now.
Can you hear me now?
You can hear you now.
All right, when I switch my video off, it's switching the audio off as well. Okay, let's revert to where we were.
You're gonna have to stay on the screen.
I realise that.
Hide.
Yeah, I'm good with that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So am I.
So you can hear, because you hear everything. Okay, the next one, the stripper. David Rose, Yvonne Baker and the Sensations, Johnny Tillotson, or Cliff Richard? Now, I'm thinking of the streaker. I was thinking of the streaker, not the stripper. Because
that's it. Who sang that song?
That was a wild song, wasn't it? It was a high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seem to remember. Kelly's plumping for
One hit one.
David Rose. Okay. And Paul is going for David Rose.
I think that's the
We're going to stay with that. Yep.
Yeah, I've got no idea who it is.
Correct. Well played. Okay. Right. Okay. This is one for Brits. The song is The Young Ones. Was it Cliff Richard, Gene Chandler, Ray Charles, or Nat King Cole? I've probably given it away now.
I don't know.
The film was
also a name of a hit.
True. The film was Summer Holiday, and it was about a group of teenagers from a youth club in London going on a summer holiday on a double-decker bus. And
big question. The group of teenagers going on a summer holiday on a double-decker bus were actually legally old enough to have a bus license.
They weren't driving. They were passengers on the bus.
They weren't. Oh.
And
that's
Kelly's
right.
bringing us up to speed. There was a streaker on the Super Bowl last weekend. Okay, so who are we going with on this one? And I'm just going to catch up with the comments because they're going out to sync. Try this. Cliff Richard. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
The famous line, "Darling with the young ones," which sort of scans. Okay, and as I say,
I don't know. I just keep thinking of Rick Mail and all that when they hear the word "the young ones." It's pretty generation I grew up with. You know what I mean? If you hear the young ones in the '60s, you think of it like you were saying, double-decker bus. But
yeah, well, check out the film. It's a classic. Right. Okay. Now Kelly and I agree on this one. You in, Fonz?
Okay. Yeah, I think I've got the album here.
Right. Okay. So the answer to that was Cliff Richard, and now we go to Lemon Tree. Was it Kenny Ball, Peter, Paul and Mary, Booker T and the MGs, or Roy Orbison?
I can't find it at the moment.
Well played, Kelly, on the last question.
No idea. I chose a bad year. We've only got 5 points.
Yeah, well, it's the taking part. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can't win them all.
I mean, last week was exceptional because as I say, I got 3 out of 4. The team got 10, but the average score was the interesting one. The average score was 6.12. So
that's what I mean. You got to take the average score as well. Take that into account.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. Peter, Paul, and Mary, famous for leaving on a jet plane, which would have been 1968. But they also obviously sang Lemon Tree. Peter, Paul, and Mary, folk singers.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm guessing the lady in the group was called Mary.
The guys were called Peter and Paul, weren't they?
Yeah.
Shall we go for that?
It's a matter of elimination, really, isn't it?
Okay, and taking Kelly's answer as normally correct. Okay, so question 9: Palisades Park, Cliff Richard, Freddie Cannon, Yvonne Baker and Sensations, or Johnny Tillotson? So
Tillotson.
It's not a song.
He sung.
Yeah.
Poetry in Motion.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, that places him in the 60s then.
Yeah. I just hope.
I can hear the melody.
That's not number 10.
Right. Okay. So
Cliff Richard.
Palisades Park.
Cliff Richard sung the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon it's between Freddie Cannon and Yvonne Baker and the Sensations.
Right. Okay. So we'll work for Kelly and see what happens. Yeah, I think the 1968. I mean, this is early for music, and over to Kelly. And Kelly is Freddie Cannon, I think. Your call, Fonz.
Yeah, no, this is when music started to change, in it, when Beatles were coming on the scene and stuff in its early days. But that's who I would have had to pick out of them two. That's the same one I would have picked. So I would have said the same.
Wait a minute.
It's
not Connie Francis. My mouse is going mad. Let's get that back. Okay, so Freddie Cannon is Kelly's choice.
Yeah, I would have gone.
Fonz agrees. So let's go with Freddie Cannon, and that takes us to the final question of this round today. And question 10. All right. Okay. Anybody who doesn't get this right. Song Good Luck Charm. It's Booker T and the MGs, Elvis Presley, Mary Wells, or Cliff Richard. You can do your impression afterwards, Fonz, not before.
No. I got solicitor's letter saying that I can't do the impression anymore. Everybody's going to sue me.
Okay.
So that sort of gives it away.
Yeah. Okay, so the final question this week, as we try to get 8 out of 10 to redeem ourselves, which I think will be a good score considering it's 1968.
I think they're 62. 62.
Oh, 62. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's when the Beatles were coming on the scene.
No, they're like in 63.
Yes, what I mean. They were in the back. That's when they first started out, and late 62 is when they started recording Please, 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 Please Me. Please.
Yeah, Fonz. He says you've got to do the impression afterwards. And it's going to think, thank you very much.
The
guess is Elvis. Do we agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the impression?
Yeah, maybe. Freddie Fox.
Okay. Well, wow. We've got 8. We actually beat the average again. Well played, Kelly. That would not have happened without your answers, has to be said.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So 11,875 people played the quiz. B is good. So 7 is the average. We got 8. So go us. Go.
Well, I always say if you don't get 10 out of 10, but you still beat the average, you're still a winner.
Oh yeah, that's true. And we also got. Right. Okay. So let's take that off screen. I'll hide that. I'll switch Fonz's camera back on and go side by side and change the theme back because we don't need to go with that theme. I prefer the other one. Okay.
I can't remember the other one. Oh, that's black.
Paint it black. Okay. Which was after 1962. In fact, most of the music that I remember was after 62. I bought my first record after 62. Not saying how long.
Do you know you know what your very first record was? Can you remember?
Yeah, I Want to Hold Your Hand. Not literally, Fonz. That was the title of the song.
But that's the Beatles' first American #1, wasn't it? So that's 1964.
Yeah.
3, 4, 60.
Engine bets.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was that era.
Yeah. Do you know what my very first single was?
Blur.
No. Actually, I know the guy from Blur. But no, it's not that. Before that, 80s.
Uh-huh. No,
so big artist in the 80s.
Okay. Kelly, what was the first record you bought?
Shall I tell you? My name was Adam and the Ants. Stand and Deliver.
Classic. Classic.
I've still got it somewhere.
I don't have that record anymore. I mean, that was a 45. I bought 2 copies of it. I don't have either copy now.
So you helped get it to #1.
I think so. I mean, my buying 2 obviously increased the chances of it going to #1. If I just bought 1, it might not have got there.
Yeah. Did you have Ringo outside? Here you go, lad. That's just my terrible Liverpool accent. Hello, lad. Here's a couple of shillings. Buy a couple of records. Guess #1.
I think the record itself was, I think, 3 shillings 11 pence from memory. That's going back a bit, isn't it?
That's a bargain.
Didn't have decimals then.
No, decimalization, isn't it? Yeah.
And Kelly is saying Bay City Roll.
Wonder if it's Bye Bye Baby.
Nothing wrong with the Bay City Rollers. Nothing at all. Nothing. No, I mean, music is whichever music you choose is a win. So
it's like the glam thing. Well, no, that's the way you have to look at it. It's what's big at the time, and in the 70s, the glam rock was the in thing, and in the 70s, that's what everybody was listening to. It's like now people listening to rap. I don't know. Is it rap songs? Not my thing, but it's the in thing, isn't it?
If we ever did a song quiz for 2020, I wouldn't score any. Got to be honest. There's nowhere that my music.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. Do you listen to Radio 1? Straight.
No, not anymore. Not since 1997. I haven't listened to it.
Okay. Now I occasionally listen to Radio 2, which is where all the oldies have gone.
Always. Oh yeah, that's where I always listen to Radio 2.
Yeah. So is an option to actually go to Radio 2 and listen to music from yesteryear. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually listened to Radio 4 as well because, you know, like Radio 4 Extra because the old radio dramas and stuff.
Well, I listen to Radio 4 in the morning because that's when you find out what's going to be happening during the day, politics-wise.
Yeah.
And that's where 8:10 they grill a politician. Well, they question a politician vigorously, and they are pretty good at it. They can actually get people to say things which might be truthful, which when you
they did twist me to it.
Yeah, I mean, you.
Although I was going to say I like to see Boris Johnson grilled. There's a lot of meat on him.
You wherever you are in the world, if a politician goes on television, they have one mission, and that's to tell their story, not to answer questions about anything that viewers might want to know about, but to tell a story. And sometimes it is a story rather than the truth. And that's global. I don't think there's a country which is able to overcome that situation.
Well, I think in the long run, it's like everything, isn't it? Even the royal family and stuff, they have, although the royal family, they have a higher authority who make sure they're seen in a specific way, aren't they? Like a specific image. You won't get the Queen coming down from Buckingham Palace dressed in jeans and a hoodie, listening to Eminem.
Yeah, not in what she normally wears. No, she's got to be the right image, and everybody's got to be the right image when they actually appear live.
Yeah.
Especially television, because if you look good, then you might get away with it. Oh, that's not true anyway. That's just not true.
Well, the good thing about being the Queen and being a very senior age, you can get away with anything, I suppose, really. I'm not saying that she does, but you could do, couldn't you, really? Because, look at that little old lady on TV in a nice green dress. You could.
She has not got where she is today without having nerves of steel.
Oh, yeah.
And the respect to everybody in the country.
I tell you, she took on the job very young as well.
That's true. 1953. She's going to be a grandmother again.
It's always a great grandma.
Great grandma.
Yeah. I know she's longest reigning monarch now.
That's true. That's true.
Definitely a legacy there. There's definitely, I think, a legacy there because you think about it, a lot of people, the only person that have known years before royalty seems to last a few years, and you'd have somebody else. And changing monarchs were quite quick, but she's been there so long. I think it would be hard for people to adjust that actually there's somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, she's been there for 68 years, which is totally amazing. I mean, she ascended to the throne in 1953. It's incredible.
Most of her life.
Longest reigning monarch anywhere in the world. So we're looking forward to celebrating her next anniversary as Queen, which will be later this year. Right, now last week we had the coldest week on record for some time. Not cold by Canadian standards, we'll give you that one, but it was cold by British standards, and it's now back to normal. We can go out and not freeze up on the way. But the other thing that needs to get back to normal is our lives, because we're on what seems like a never-ending lockdown at the moment. What do you think?
It does seem like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem.
I mean, I can't remember. Yeah.
It's just. Well, it seems like the norm. It's like standing outside a shop, and you putting a mask on. It just seems that's life now.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you take a step back from it, don't know if you've realised that actually, it's hard to imagine, even though mask wearing and that's been a short period in your life, but it's hard to remember the time before it. Really, it seems so long ago.
Well, I tell you that we took things for granted. Don't do anymore, not to the same extent. I went out shopping. I can say it now. I went out shopping on Saturday morning for a Valentine's card. Angelica's already got the Valentine's card, so it's not a secret anymore. But I was able. The only place this is fact, you could only get a Valentine. Card shops are closed, so you can't go into card shop to buy a card. You can't go into the Change. You can't go to Independence. The only place you could buy a Valentine's card was WH Smith's. And I still don't know why WH Smiths are open. Yeah, because news agents aren't open.
Yeah,
but
it's WH Smiths.
WH Smiths been going for many years. Wholesale, retail stationers, newspapers, cards, magazines, office supplies, and everything you actually need to run your home office is within WH Smith. But they also sell greetings cards. And I was able to pick up a Valentine's card there, which was good. But the thing I enjoyed is I kept my mask on. And this is going to sound stupid. I then went to another store and I kept my mask on. I went in and I bought some batteries. I bought some batteries to go into this, which tells me what the temperature in my office at the moment with the lights on is 25 degrees. I'm in a sauna. And I got the battery.
Talking about sauna.
Yeah.
Talking about saunas, back in the day, I was working on a radio station called Affinity, and it was in a tiny. You see the corner that I'm in now. The room's much bigger than this, but imagine this little tiny corner, and that's it. And I'm not lying. And it was unbelievably hot, even in the cold weather. It was thunder and lightning outside, and I sat there just in a t-shirt and basically shorts because I took my trousers off, and because I was sweating. Because you know what it was, all the equipment was in that one room, all the servers, everything, and the heat of them.
It's amazing how much like computers, and I mean I've got two soft lights on, soft boxes at the moment, but it was just the freedom. And then I finished up just to celebrate. I finished up in Sainsbury's, so I actually managed to get into 3 shops on Saturday, and it just felt so good. And I'm looking forward where we can actually go into other shops as well. That's going to be the game changer. I mean, we learn the plans in the UK as to how we're going to exit this lockdown a week today. So February 22nd is when we hear the plans. Now, February 22nd also was Baden-Powell's birthday. Dib, who founded the Scout movement in the UK. And it's also somebody else's birthday as well. Oh, it's mine. It's my birthday next Monday. Which is, I'm not reminding you, it's just by way of saying we may not be live next Monday. I may, if it's a nice day, I'll take a day off and go for a walk, put my backpack on and set off trekking.
Have a break.
Thank you. I agree. I was trying to take just that one day off and back on.
Yeah, well, I've had a few breaks, so you deserve one too. Even more so when it's your birthday.
Well, if you can't take a day off on your birthday, when can you take it off? Kelly's saying -10 feels like -18 with the wind chill. We've had the wind chill. We've had the what's been christened the beast from the east, which is when the wind comes down from Russia, and that was adding another -8 onto whatever the temperature was for the whole of
Have you had your vaccine yet?
No, I'm waiting to be called. We have a vaccination. We have a vaccination centre in Devizes itself, which is the old corn exchange. That's the place where they used to buy and sell corn. Farmers used to come in with the corn, used to sell it, and that's from the 1700s. Now it's an entertainment venue, but it's now been given over to a vaccination centre, and is fully staffed and ready to go. They've done everybody down to the age of 70, and they're now going on to the next tranche of people. I'm just waiting to hear. Now, it could break one of two ways. Either I get a letter which says I'm going to Devizes, thumbs up, or I could get a letter saying I'm going to Salisbury, which is 30 minutes away. I don't know how it works, whether it's odd numbered houses or even numbered houses that actually go to the Devizes one, because that's only 5 minutes walk away.
Yeah. I suppose it goes on it urgency, doesn't it? Like if you're somebody who, not necessarily say somebody who is not as important, they put you in the lower category, which means they probably send you further away because they want to get everybody who's closer, to do with mobility as well.
Oh yeah,
that's probably what I'm saying.
Yeah, probably our criteria. Anyway, we just want to shout something from the rooftops, and just for once, Britain has yesterday vaccinated 15 million people, which is the highest number of people in any country, and certainly the highest per capita of any country. And we're proud of our nurses, we're proud of our army, we're proud of all the civilian volunteers who actually made it happen. I mean, distribution of 15 million doses, they're actually vaccinating 500,000 people a day. And
wow,
we're on a downward curve now. I mean, the logistics of actually getting 500,000 doses of vaccine to the right places. And we've got sports.
So
sorry.
I was going to say, what do you think? Do you think after, like, when now in the coming months, normality is going to slowly start returning?
Well, they do say that by September, everybody who could be vaccinated will have been vaccinated, which gives a protection. And it doesn't mean you don't need a booster over the winter, but it does mean by September we should get to near normal. And the only thing that should be left, I'm theorizing here, is social distancing. Yeah, but everything else should have gone. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm glad to get rid of a mask. I know it's a thing you got to do, but it isn't. It's not something you're going to miss, is it?
Well, no, no. I mean, I've got 4 different masks. Do you wear your mask more than once? Sorry, I'll say I do wear my mask more than once before you answer.
I've got one that that you pull up and then you just take it off and you can wash it. And clean
right,
it
okay.
Yeah,
Angelica got Nick. Sorry, guys, so late again. How do you get on with the quiz? Well,
no comment.
Okay. Right, okay. Fonz and I were useless. Well, near to useless. Kelly and Paul pulled us through, and eventually and Corinda as well, we worked our way to 8 out of 10. But it has to be said, the year was 1962, which was before my time, really. And to get 8 out of 10 when the average was 6 was pretty good going. So our team worked well together again, and we came out again. I love the fact that the questions come up without my doing anything. Okay, if you want to test it, if you want to test my magical system, because I'm the only person who's got this. If you've got a question and you put a question mark at the end, I don't need to move. Your question will appear on screen. Just saying.
Really?
Okay. And there you are. Nick is saying,
yeah, and that's good to be back. Thanks.
It is good to see Fonz.
That's good to be
back. So I'm going through. Okay. Now it's time for a reveal. What I'm going to do is this. And I'm going to go like this.
He's froze. Hopefully be back in a minute. Or if he's not frozen, he's staring at us. if you can hear us or hear me, you're frozen. Let's see what I can talk about until he pops back up. Or I might have frozen. I don't know. Who's frozen? Oh, here we go.
I'm back.
It's gone.
I'm back.
Hopefully be back to normal soon.
Can you see me?
What can I talk about?
Can you see me?
Bit on the spot, innit? Oh, look, who likes football? Got some bits here with football things. Some football programs. I'm currently scanning them through and making them available on my website. With loads of other things as well. So they're being scanned through, and you can. Oh,
Can you see me?
yeah, I can now.
Right. Okay. I know how I broke it. I can report that to the team, and it's a good job I did. We wondered why it broke. Yeah, and the question was, were you using a green screen? And basically, that's how I broke it. So that was a good find. That's a bug find. That's a big bug find. I can't tell you how big that bug find it is. It was a big bug, and it was bugging people. And it's bugging people because we didn't know why. When Nick and I were live last week, okay, I'm going to explain to Nick because Nick is owed an explanation. Because when we did the show, Nick and I did the show last week, I thought I was live, and Nick thought he was live, but neither of us were live. So hopefully, can you see me now, Kelly? That's the question. Okay, it could well be. It could well be. It shows that we're live because there are people watching. If you can see us now, can you just say hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
I was going to say that those things I was mentioning, if people did see me just then, it's on my website, cambridgehistorian.co.uk. That's cambridgehistorian.co.uk. Free advert.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're getting confirmation in. So that was it. And gone again, and we're back again. Okay. Good. Okay. Now what happened there was that I had a green screen, and Paul saying hello. Thank you, Paul. The confirmation helps. Because last week when it went wrong, we just went off air totally, as Kelly knows. And to Nick. Nick saying, "Aha! I was chatting away to myself. We can see you both. Excellent, thank you, Nick." And
I mean, no, we do
that. Can you see my comments? Yes, I can see your comments. Fonz can see your comments as well, so that's good. There is a new feature coming out on Be Live, and it's close. It's getting so close. Because we're going out today at 720p. I could have gone out at 1080 with the feature, and it worked. But as soon as I tried to negotiate with it to actually change my picture, it said I'm not playing anymore and kicked me off. I had to basically remove my camera and bring my camera back in. I didn't leave the studio. I didn't reboot, but it's just one of those things. But it's a big bug, and the big bug has now been squished, and I can report back, and they can take action.
Is that why? Is that why when I was looking at it earlier, you can only go to a certain screen, like
yeah, resolution, yeah. I could go.
You can't go.
720 was the max today. I could go out at 1080p, but I go out at 1080p when it's just me. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But going out when you've got more than one feed, it does tax the processor a little bit, not over much. And Kelly's confirming that we're at 720 now. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, still see your comments, Kelly. Yeah, it's basically. I do need to adjust this green screen. It's not straight, is it?
No, see the
I know.
corner of your wall.
I know, and the corner is not green. Perhaps I should paint the back wall green. That might. Well, that would be a fix, but I don't think no other Angelica would agree with it, which is sort of important. Yeah.
I don't know if have you ever been in a studio where it's completely green screen. The whole room is green screen. I've done that in an interview before, and they sit you down, and you're sitting in this room, and everything's green. But when it goes out on TV or goes out on YouTube, what they're doing, there's all stuff around you, and it's like really weird because you're sitting there. Like, imagine there's a table in front of you. Imagine it's just a square block, and it's green. It's a square block. It's pretty.
Yeah. Disconcerting. What if you actually dropped something that's green? Would you ever find it again?
Well, you would do because you'll see it, but it not through the camera. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like it just merge into the picture.
Yeah. But as you all know, I'm addicted to green screens, and there's a green screen coming.
Okay, how?
Well, you've got a green screen as well.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. I mean, like you're saying, like got an addiction.
Like a dot.
No, they are useful. They are useful. I didn't realise that in the 1990s, the BBC News, the studio that they used to have, when the glass coat of arms come up, that studio was completely green screen. I know ITN use it now, green screen studios, but I didn't know the BBC was using that technology back in the 90s.
I'm just glad it's come down to live video because it makes a world of difference.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Quick adverts. When's your next broadcast, Fonz? When are you going?
Not for a while.
Not for a while.
Not for a while. Yeah, looking at May.
Okay. In that case, sorry. My first thing is hiding again. I'm trying to get these the right way around. Okay. My next broadcast personally is tomorrow, but on Thursday you have Blubbing for Britain at 10 a.m. in the UK, and Inspired Video, which is in the InVideo group, and it's quite a good show, lively show with John's instructional video, and a lot of people in the InVideo group are actually watching it each week. In fact, there are probably more people watching in the group than would watch it if we actually broadcast on Be Live in 5. Has to be said. And that,
are they one after?
Yeah. Sorry.
So and I mean, yeah, they are. Yeah, so 2 hours of broadcasting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One after the other. Never used to be like that, though, did it? I think one was in the afternoon.
Well, it's one in the morning, which is an hour long, and then the afternoon one should be 30 minutes. It never is. John creates an instructional video which he puts on YouTube, and then we play it during the course of the show. And invariably that's 22 minutes long. Then last week somebody sent us a YouTube video to play, and we played that twice. So we very rarely manage to stick to the 30 minutes. So, but it's good fun. It's good fun. And
every time I see him, he's a bit like me. Like, got a beard, no beard, short beard, long beard.
No, you
is that a beard?
You will never see John without a beard. Ever.
No, I mean me, no beard, long beard. But his is like long, short. Is that a beard thing? Like,
well, two things. You'll never see John without a beard. You'll never see me with a beard, intentionally, unless I get marooned on a desert island, and there is no shaver to use. So
he'd be good at doing a charity event, wouldn't he? Like, shave his beard off, because people would know how important it is to him. And it's
yeah. As again, John wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's like I suppose it's like asking Elvis to cut off his hair, wasn't it?
It's not as this. I let John explain. We'll get John on the show to explain, but there are logical reasons behind it, and yeah, I mean that's the beauty of we can be as we want to be, and people accept
Oh,
us
yeah,
or
definitely.
don't accept us, and that's the way it is. All right, okay. So we're coming up towards the end of the broadcast. You said, looking at the clock. Okay. Right, roast dinner tonight, in case you all would like to know, is roast pork,
Oh, definitely.
roast potatoes, broccoli, and roast carrots.
Getting better.
And it will be ready, so you know, at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is a bit early for dinner in the States and Canada, 8 p.m. in the UK. Now, I want to give a shout out to somebody. The gentleman is, well, he is a very good friend now, and he's a Brit. And just want to check something because I don't want to give too much away, but I do want to tell a story, true story. Right. You may have, in your travels and watching live video, come across a gentleman in the UK called Ian Anderson Gray. Now, Ian Anderson Gray is a social media expert, and I don't use that word lightly. He knows, he's been in social media for a long time. He's been in live broadcasting for the last 5 years, which is a lifetime, really, in live broadcasting. And he just reached a week ago his 100th podcast, which is live on Restream and on Facebook and YouTube. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I have watched possibly, being generous, 4 or 5 of those 100. But I actually watched the 100th show. And Ian was on good form. And he said, right, okay, we're giving prizes away. Now, his top prize was a Brio camera. And then he went down from there. But he also had on offer 3 free pizzas. I'm glad I got that right. And that was a pizza delivered to your door. And he said, all you need to do is to type pizza in the comments and I'll pick a winner at random. Well, he picked a winner at random and I won, which was totally amazing.
So you got,
And that started a conversation between Ian and I about life and everything. But I just got to say that the most beautiful pizza from Domino's Pizzas was delivered to our door at 7:30 on Saturday night, courtesy of Ian Anderson Gray, and it was delicious, superb. It's always brilliant when somebody else cooks a pizza for you, and when somebody else gifts you that pizza, it makes it a special occasion. And the timing couldn't have been better, given that it was Valentine's weekend. So, to Ian Anderson Gray, I'd just like to say thank you. And we enjoyed it so much. So, there you are. True story.
what topping did you?
And thank you to Ian.
What top?
Yeah, sorry?
What topping did you get?
Vegetable. Right. Okay.
I'm a pepperoni person.
Well, it just absolutely brilliant.
Oh, it's a nice surprise, especially when you're not expecting it. When you think, yeah.
And Kelly's saying, I like pizza. We like pizza too. Yeah.
You can't beat a pizza from somewhere like Domino's. So you can't buy them in the shop like that, can you?
No, they taste totally different. They taste totally different. And over to Kelly again. Was it heart-shaped? Right. No, it wasn't heart-shaped. It was a regular 13.5-inch pizza, thin crust base, and then a layer of mozzarella on top. And on top of that, with all the wonderful vegetables. It was cooked perfection. It was sliced into eight slices, and it was delivered to the door. Put on the doorstep, picked up, brought it in, and just served it up with a nice glass of red wine. So there you are. No, it wasn't heart shaped. Morrison's are always doing something innovative, and Morrison's did heart shaped pizzas last week. So you could actually go in the store on Friday and Saturday and buy a heart shaped pizza. They didn't look as good as the round pizzas because they'd actually just cut a segment out. So a normal pizza and cut a segment out so it looked heart-shaped, which is not quite the same. So you weren't, it was the same price as a regular pizza, I'll give them that much, but they were taking dough away and charging the same. Okay, so that's the pizza stories. I think we're up to date on pizza stories. Double cheese and bacon is Kelly's favorite. Okay, right. Okay, Fonz, it's over to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting story, but it's good to when you get a surprise like that, and it makes it all the better, I think, doesn't it? It's like when you're not expecting it, you think, "Oh, I put it," and then you're surprised. Hey, I got it. So that's a good thing. But I don't know. I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, so I've lost my place. So on that bombshell,
we're back in the groove. Come on.
That's the end of the show. On that bombshell, that I lost my place where I am. I'm gonna get back into the groove.
Bye, everybody. Take care. We'll see you same time. No, see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye. And Kelly's saying there used to be 30 minutes or free.